Hello, everybody. I'm Will Montreal, and I'm going through my research project, which focuses on transformational leadership in social media. So my basic overall topic, it focuses on social media and the impact that it's had on leadership recently. Generally, with a focus on Twitter, I think that's a big one in today's day and age that really has a big chance to influence people and have cause an effect on leadership. And also, in terms of leadership, I'm looking specifically at transformational leadership and the strategies that go alongside of that. So, I was first thinking about this topic. There's a couple questions that came up that I kind of wanted to answer by looking into this. So, the first one was, with the rise in social media, how has that affected business leaders in their abilities to lead? I mean, we all know that social media dominates our day and age, and just the amount of people that have social media, the amount of people that just go on social media throughout the days, and how can leaders change? And it goes to the second one: how have they adapted to social media? Being as a leader, being adaptable, being flexible is very important, and understanding how social media can benefit a leader is an idea, an interesting topic. Third question: what impact does this have on transformational leadership within the workplace? How can leaders utilize this to be a transformational leader? And lastly, what are some ways to engage and connect with employees through the social media platform in order to reach transformational leadership? There's so many different things you can do on social media. With the amount of reach and network you can have, to just connect with so many different people, there's a lot you can do with social media. Some early research findings I found are like transformational leaders are more likely to have larger social followings. Part of that is because that people are more likely to come to them because they like what they have to say. They have that following. However, top managers are not more likely to display transformational leadership behaviors than managers at lower positions. So just because you're someone who might not be at the top of the food chain per se doesn't mean you can't still use your platform and use your social media to have these transformational leadership behaviors. So this all led down to my research question here, which is, how has social media, focusing on Twitter specifically, impacted how business leaders approach transformational leadership techniques with their employees? Some of the things I'm going to look at when I'm doing research, obviously we focus on two key terms, which are social media, which is defined as platforms where people create and share content and participate in social networking. And secondly, transformational leadership, which is leadership that focuses on inspiring others to follow. It requires a high degree of coordination, communication, and collaboration. There are 4 factors that can lead to transformational leadership, such as idealized influence, individualized consideration, inspirational motivation, and lastly, intellectual stimulation. So, I'm going to probably be focusing on a systematic review of literature, and obviously in order to find things that fit, my goal will be to find research that includes my key terms, to help apply to my research question. Obviously, we need to create the baseline and the information on transformational leadership, so we'll find sources on that, and then also look into social media and the developments on that in the last 10 years before finding and combining the two. So the setting for this, obviously, the goal will be to do it on business, like business leaders, business employees. I come from a background that focuses more on that business aspect, which is why that I believe I want to look into that more often. So looking at it in a business setting from leaders and employees, and as well as that, supervisor to supervisor as well. So some methods in some sites I've looked at that were done in order to conduct research. A lot of them are done through surveys. I think that was a way for them to measure equally and among a big group of employees. they're given both the people in leadership positions as well as the employees of the companies and organizations. The surveys had three parts in some of them, looking at transformational leadership behaviors and how the employees measured their supervisors with some transformational leadership questions. The secondly was the social aspect, how often they go to them for assistance and things like that. And thirdly was demographical information. Other surveys included social media posts and impact of posts, and how social media is utilized and handled within the workplace. Like, how do employees have like a certain amount of time they can be on social media? They're not allowed to be on social media. Things like that to help measure the information. Thank you all for listening. Any feedback is appreciated on the presentation and on any potential things and ideas that you may all have, and help me further and progress with my research. Thank you.